One of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately is, coming into this new chapter of life is what it means for a friendship to complete. Like, I think for so much of my life, I looked at friendships like, forcing them into this container of forever. And, if they don't, like, it's almost like when a door closed, I would open it again, or they would open it again, or it would just open again because I was like, there has to be something there. But I feel like, recently, yeah, I drive past this spot every day, and every day I think of this one person, and every day I'm like, should I like reach out, or should I, do that? Like, just should I crack open the door just a little bit? And then there's this voice that just says like, you know, Bunny, this that friendship is complete, and it did not end the way I would have wanted or hoped or liked or, and but like what if there's nothing like left there? It wasn't a good goodbye. But like what if it is complete? What if, the role we played in each other's lives and the relationship that we had, it is complete. And I think like there's parts of my brain that are just like it can't be. Like there's this like fantasy in my mind where like in 5 years from now, like this person's healed and I'm doing this, and like we reconnect, and then we have this like great friendship that like we really felt like that we had together. um there was a lot of other stuff that got in the way, but what if one day that stuff isn't there, and like then we can finally be the friends that like I felt that connection for. But like what if that's it? Like what if that connection we had was just meant for that period of time, and now like that's it. And I think it is a shift in looking at relationships and connection, and somehow this lie we're sold, I don't even know where it comes from. I'm like too tired to get into that right now, of we're born, and it's almost like, oh, this family we're born into is going to last forever for you. These friends, these best friends for life, best friends forever. Like it's like your middle school boyfriend, like, oh, we're going to be together forever. Like what is that? Why is nobody like teaching kids what it means to have friendships and relationships that complete? And we need to learn to honor them and view them that way, rather than as a failure, as something that we just like have to keep going back over and over and over, beating a whatever. um yeah, because I lost a lot of friendships in a certain chapter of my life, and now that I'm healed from that and I'm stable, and I think about those people, and I'm like, should I reach out? Should I circle back? Like we were friends for like so long, and it's just this new voice that's like, what if it's done? It's sad. I think, it's sad, and this happens in breakups all the time. Is like we want to rewrite the ending because we want control of it and we want a happy ending. And like what if we just learn to let things be more? Because that's where the opportunity for grief is. And I feel like, as humans, we do everything possible to not grieve, because in my opinion, that emotional experience is the definition of humanity, is to grieve, because it is every single emotion in one. It is the deepest amounts of unconditional love that we can feel, confronted with the mirror of the sublime, of mortality, of what the fuck is this feeling? What is this? It's just so, any type of grief, grieving a person, grieving a phase of life, grieving a job, like just grief. Because, we aren't taught, at least like in Western cultures, like we aren't taught to grieve. We just aren't. We're taught to avoid it and numb out and, almost destroy ourselves so that we don't have to. And then we call that grief. Like, oh, you're going on a bender. Oh, you're, trying to do this and that, and you're destroying your life. Like, that's not grief. What is the phrase? A grieving person is a healing person. I spent 7 years of my life maybe thinking I was grieving something, a loss that I had, and I was not, in fact, grieving. I was destroying myself. And it wasn't until I hit a certain amount of time where I was like, oh, this is what grief feels like. And that is also what healing felt like to me. A grieving person is a healing person. And we mistake so much what grief is. We're like, I'm so sad, I'm crying every day, I'm depressed, I'm in the pits of despair. Like, this has to be grief, right? Sure, like, parts of that can be grief, but I think grief truly is more than that. It is more than that, because grief is our greatest teacher. And if we are not learning something about ourselves and our own humanity when we are grieving, I don't think that it is grief. Grief comes and it is a teacher, and it says, take this. It's like, take this mirror and remember that this is life and it is fleeting, and enjoy what you can while you can, and honor and bury the chapters that end. And don't try to go back. Don't try to open the door that a universe shut for you just because you don't know how to honor something that ended. How do we honor things that end? That's a good question. How do I honor what ended with my friend? The reason I was thinking about her this morning is because I was thinking about filming myself, filming the world. My friend told me I should make film. My other friend told me I should make films, and I was like, I remember filming her. Such beautiful, beautiful just shots that I had of her at the beach when we were out, and that friendship brought out that I in me of like, oh yeah, like I used to make films in grad school, and I was thinking about the films, and that's kind of what got me thinking about all of this, and just like, like I wish I could share those. I wish I could go back. I wish I could, film somebody up. Maybe that's how I honor it. Maybe today I'll go out and make a little film. I mean, obviously she's not going to be in it, but that's how I can like honor that part of the friendship that like that's something that I miss, right? That was like something that I got from it. And maybe that's how I'll honor it today, is I'll go and I'll just try to tap into like my eye of something. A lot of times when we don't get a good goodbye, it is things like this that we have to, do retroactively. And sometimes, a lot of the times, because we weren't taught how to grieve and say goodbye and let a door close, it's okay if it's like years and years and years and years later that we realize, even energetically, like we're keeping a door open here. We're waiting for someone to come back. We're, always ruminating on like, what if they text me? What if, whatever. What if you keep that door closed? What if you move on? What if you turn and you're like, damn, there's another door that's wide open? And maybe that's the next chapter of relationship, friendship, connection, experience. And you're going to walk through that door and be in that space. And then that door's going to close and you're going to walk through another one. And rather than looking at it like, oh, well then like, what's the point? What's the point if we meet these people and lose these people? My friend, that is what it means to be human. That is why we're all here. We try so desperately to create an immortal experience inside a mortal one. And I think that's something that's so beautiful about us, because, even when people say like they don't have hope or all these things, like, I don't know, I think that takes a tremendous amount of heart, right? A heart-led human of just, we want to love people forever. And how can we learn to channel that love and that energy from, and honor it, right? In like in a way that honors the entire experience, but does allow it to flow and shift and change. And for me, that is what grief is. It is learning how to shift love from person or place or experience into something else and honor it as well. So, morning coffee with Bunnyboy.